Let's just jump right into it. The Senate confirmed former Georgia Senator David Perdue as the new U.S. ambassador to China on Tuesday. You in danger, boy. Trump done set you up for the okie doke. You done been manipulated. Good luck with that, though. Good luck. The vote broke down mostly along party lines. 51 Republicans voted in support of Perdue, along with 15 Democrats and one independent lawmaker. A total of 28 Democrats voted against Perdue's confirmation, along with one independent legislator. His confirmation, which had been widely expected, will put Perdue at the forefront of the administration's efforts to navigate the U.S. China relationship roiled by a trade conflict and rising concerns about Beijing's increasingly aggressive military footprint in the Indo Pacific. Let's not forget, China's getting real pissed off at Trump consistently lying about negotiating with them and a trade agreement being on the table. Like I said before, purdy, good luck. Perdue's pitch to committee members during his confirmation hearing earlier this month was a rehash of his views that Beijing is waging a new kind of war against the U.S. and that China poses a threat to the current world order. He pledged that curbing China's exports of precursor chemicals to Mexico that cartels process into fentanyl. You look like a fentanyl. That ends up in the U.S. will be one of our top priorities as ambassadors. What you going? You do realize it's folks in the U.S. that's also making the fentanyl, that are also crisscrossing the border to sell the fentanyl, that are crisscrossing the border to do the fentanyl. Y'all didn't think? No. Take the racism blinders off, Perdue, who served as a Republican senator for Georgia from 2015 to 2021, is a longtime President Donald Trump supporter. Of course he is. How else do you think he got to where he's at right now? Merit? Of course not in this administration. His pre-political career included stints as CEO of Dollar General and a top executive at Sara Lee and Reebok. Perdue was once a business-friendly advocate of reducing China's trade deficit, but has made a sharp pivot in recent months to embracing a particularly hawkish stance on Beijing. So y'all just gonna go against better business practices for the sake of guzzling the half a Tic Tac sized glizzy of Trump? Y'all get satisfaction out of thin air, literally. But Perdue may struggle to make inroads with Chinese authorities amid the rancor of the ongoing U.S.-China tariff spat. That's not a spat. That's a full-on war, booski. It will be extremely difficult for him at this time when the two giants seem to be wrestling with one another, said retired senior Colonel Zhao Bo, a Chinese military expert and a fellow in the Tsinghua University Center for International Security. They're not wrestling with each other. Trump is whooping his own ass, and China is just bringing people to the sidelines to watch as they sell tickets. The Chinese embassy in Washington didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Senate Foreign Relations Chair Jim Risch, Republican out of Idaho, stressed the difficulty of the post and comments ahead of the vote. Senator Perdue, you have a heavy work cut out for you. This is going to be a challenge as we go forward, particularly over the next 4 years, Risch said. He added, we need a strong leader like David Perdue at the front of our fight with the Chinese government to execute on President Trump's vision. What vision? Of us being beholden to China even more? Like, we owe China money, and China can fight, and we can't. And what's so strong about him? He flip-flops more than a fish out of water. But y'all tell me your thoughts.